Hi, Andrea Morissette Grazzini here with Me2We Media. I'm delighted and honored to be speaking with the world-renowned author Riane Eisler. She's here and is going to share her wisdom on cross-sector or constructivist engagement, ways of building our world that are partnered rather than polarized. So thank you very much for joining us. I want to share, for those of you who don't make the connection, Riane is known for her number of books. She's written 10 books at least, and very well known for The Chalice and the Blade, which deals with gender continuum, what I might call the gender continuum, or different gendered people, males and females finding their power and strength together. And as well, she's author of Real Wealth of the Nations, which takes that theory further and connects the dots between all different types of people, all different types of organizations, including faith organizations, businesses, community organizations, and all different types of change agents. She's the president of the Center for Partnership Studies in California, and she's still doing amazing work. But really, what I want to understand, if we can, is where did this all start? And I know that you were a child in Nazi Germany and that your family fled to Cuba. Can you share a little bit about that story of your childhood and how that connects to the work that you're doing and you've been doing for so many years?
Well, I have a great deal of passion for this work, and it really is, as you mentioned, very deeply rooted in my own early childhood, because I was born in Europe at a time that, in terms of the new vocabulary for describing societies introduced in my work, was a regression to a rigid domination system. It was the rise to power of the Nazis, first in Germany and then in my native Austria. So from one day to the next, my whole world was rent asunder. We managed, my parents and I, by a hair's breadth to escape. We were able to get to Cuba, which was one of the few places where Jewish refugees were being admitted. And I grew up in the industrial slums of Havana. Again, my parents, the Nazis confiscated, that's the official term for armed robbery, everything my parents owned. So I grew up in great poverty. I saw this huge gap between haves and have-nots, in addition to having witnessed as a very young child a great deal of cruelty and violence, all of which led me to the questions that my research then sought to answer, questions that I think most of us have asked at a certain point in our life. Does it have to be this way? Does there have to be so much cruelty, so much insensitivity, so much injustice, so much violence? Is it, as we're sometimes told, just human nature, inevitable? Or are there alternatives? And if so, what are they? And it was really these questions that eventually, many years later, led to my multidisciplinary cross-cultural historical research.